right, guys. So, big news today. I'm at the Apex for the fight night. 7 fights, 7 finishes. Then we had a few decisions. Really great event all around. But the moment I leave, I start getting so many different notifications about Conor McGregor. And we all know that Conor McGregor is the news in MMA for so long. He's really controlled the news cycle. Well, today, he was at the Anthony Joshua fight. And anytime Conor McGregor is around or public situation, people want to talk to him. So Conor was approached today and got interviewed. Surprisingly, Conor was very open with his intention. And his intentions are 3 fights, the BMF Championship, a Trilogy fight, and one that we had all but lost hope on. Because for as much as Michael Chandler was still hanging on to the McGregor fight, doing everything to go to him, hell, we even advised him to not let go of this McGregor fight, make it happen at all costs. It wasn't until very recently Dana White was asked, this Conor McGregor thing has been crazy. You guys remember the whole 6-month in USADA thing? Then Dana said something a while back in regards to the USADA situation, saying that the fight could still happen even if he wasn't in the 6-month. Last week, he was asked about the fight. He said it's going to be Chandler. Conor loves to mess with people, especially his opponents. Dana's words directly. Then when they asked him if the fight's going to happen, he goes, 100% it'll be McGregor versus Chandler. I thought it was done. I thought Mike was going to miss out on the biggest payday he ever could have imagined happening. But today, kind of confirmed it. And confirmed it for December, saying that it'll be him and Chandler because he has to. You know, we've all been led to believe that Conor McGregor doesn't necessarily have to do anything if he doesn't want to. Hell, he doesn't have to be in the USADA program, even though the rules have stated that it has to be 6 months before he goes into an actual competition. His manager, Audie Attar, said, we will do everything the right way. But let's not forget, Conor was one of the most tested athletes in the USADA program before he got injured. So it's not like Conor McGregor wasn't getting seen and taking the random drug tests. His team is saying, listen, guys, we are okay with getting tested. I don't know if maybe they have like a accelerated program for Conor McGregor and a guy in his situation. A program where they maybe test McGregor more before the fight with Chandler. Because there really is no base amount of test that you have to take in order to be eligible. It's not like they say it's 6 clean tests before you can fight. They may test McGregor more. And maybe it's not 6 months. Maybe it's 3 months. And he takes as many tests as he needs to in order to be cleared to fight. Here's where the issue becomes. You make that exception. Then how do you implement this rule for the rest of the people? We've seen exceptions before. And generally, they are for the most high profile and best fighters in the world, which Conor McGregor does fit into that category. My question is, though, how do you implement and make the USADA program be what it's supposed to be when there are rooms for exceptions, as it seems as though we're going to get for Conor McGregor, and he's going to fight on the last pay-per-view of the year against Michael Chandler. Look, a lot of people win in this situation, one being Michael Chandler, but also the fans. Because I can almost guarantee that a Conor McGregor fight versus Michael Chandler is going to be fun. And that's why it was initially set. Because the fighting styles match. And for Michael Chandler, highest profile fight, biggest opportunity. But for Conor McGregor, a guy that's going to stand and trade with him, who is willing to have the fun fight in exchange for the safer fight that could ultimately lead him to victory. All right, guys, before we get to the next two, we got to pay some bills. Today's video is brought to you by the Game Time app. The Game Time app is the worldwide leader in last-minute ticket purchases. So it does not matter what you're trying to do, whether it's a comedy show, concert, or a sporting event. Use the Game Time app to purchase those tickets at the last minute and save money. And if that's not enough, use my promo code DCTV, and we will give you $20 off of your first purchase. So get out and do something fun tonight and use the Game Time app to do that. We'll save you money. Download the Game Time app right now and start saving money on all of your favorite events. Conor McGregor was talking about a second one, Justin Gaethje for the BMF title. Now, while this is a fun fight, on the surface, I believe this is a much more dangerous fight for Conor McGregor because Justin Gaethje is now the number one contender in waiting. And if there's one thing that could strengthen his case for a title fight, it's a win over Conor McGregor. So when you're Justin Gaethje, he said, I'm not going to fight a guy on steroids, which makes sense. But if you got that opportunity in front of you and USADA's going to test him, why not? Gaethje's my boy. You guys have seen us golfing together on multiple occasions. Go watch those videos if you haven't. He's a fantastic fighter, and his performance over Dustin Poirier showed that this guy is still improving. So a McGregor versus Gaethje fight would blow the doors off of any arena. And it's because Justin Gaethje is one guy that has no fear of anything that McGregor brings to the octagon. I'm not saying other guys do, but what I'm saying is Justin Gaethje is going to fight him in his fight and be intent to win that fight. We're talking about a guy that has 12 UFC appearances and 12 bonuses. They don't make him like the highlight. They don't make him like Justin Gaethje. But because it's Conor talking, even though he's on a losing streak, even though he's been inactive, Justin Gaethje will pay attention, as he should. Lastly, Conor said after he's done with Gaethje, he completes the Diaz trilogy. Now, those two guys have made magic together twice. The first fight, Diaz submitting him on a week's notice, unbelievable. I remember the emotion I felt when that happened. I was so surprised, but so happy for Nate. Because for Nate Diaz, he was a guy that has been around for a long time. And after he beat Conor, he finally got the respect that he deserved. He didn't change anything. He was the same guy. But he became a massive star because he beat McGregor in the way that he beat McGregor. Second fight, Conor McGregor showed that he's a champion. I remember sitting right next to his family during that fight. And I was going for Nate Diaz. He's from Northern California. He's a guy that I've known his brother since Strikeforce. But I was watching the McGregor family so worried about him, but also very confident that he can get it done. And then I saw McGregor make adjustments. And I saw him rely on that championship medal that allowed for him to become a two-division champion. And he got the job done. He switched up the attacks from trying to box Diaz to leg kicks. He got carried out on crutches because he kicked Diaz's legs so much. Showed a true warrior's mentality in the second fight. The trilogy fight has to happen. It's right. My question is, though, how does the UFC get it to happen after Nate Diaz had a good performance against Jake Paul? Now you would imagine that Nate is going to be looking for more of those big paydays. I believe the UFC would be willing to compensate him, though, if the McGregor trilogy comes to fruition, because that is a huge fight at any time that it's made for the UFC. Conor's also training Dillon Danis for the Logan Paul fight and guarantees a victory. I don't know how he does that. I mean, I don't even know if I've ever seen Dillon Danis box. He's a jiu-jitsu guy. Dillon will tell you he's the best in the world. But Logan Paul is a big guy, and he's a guy that trains hard and is just a phenomenal athlete. Very tough hill for the guy Dillon Danis. Conor also called out KSI. He was in the middle of the ring, and it was a bit of an awkward conversation. And then KSI almost no-sells him and makes fun of Jake Paul because Jake Paul does nothing but scream Conor McGregor's name. Lastly, Conor was in the ring with Anthony Joshua after his 7th-round knockout, and he had alcohol. And Anthony Joshua takes a swig of Conor McGregor's alcoholic beverage. I'm not making this up, guys. This is reality. Conor's a character, and he always finds a way to stay in the news. Shit, like I said earlier, he has been the news. But today's news, if true, is a massive step in the right direction for Conor McGregor. Because for so long, guys, we were talking about the things that Conor McGregor did wrong. Today we are talking about the right things in regards to Conor McGregor, and that's fighting. That's what we've all come to know him for. And if he's doing that, everybody's pretty happy. Until next time, guys, like, subscribe, and tell your friends that DC's got a YouTube channel, and they should check him out. Peace.